This is an exhibition by Pawel Althamer. It's called Almech. Almech is the name of a factory in Warsaw that was founded by Pawel's father, Adam Althamer, in 1980. It was part of the first wave of private businesses to emerge after the reforms in 1980 in Poland. So for Pawel, this factory has this sort of ambiance of, or it's a monument to an era of inventiveness and creation within Polish culture, and also hope within Polish culture as communism led to its inevitable fall. This factory, as I said, was founded by his father, and initially it produced distilled water for car batteries. But in the very small marketplace of Poland at that time, there was a lot of needs, and they realized they didn't have an adequate supply of plastic bottles for the water, so they began to make their own plastic bottles. Then they realized they didn't have good machines to make the plastic bottles, so they began to make the machines. And so eventually the distilled water dropped away, and instead Almech became a plastic manufacturing company that made both plastic bottles and implements, and also sold the machines that Adam Althamer had invented for his factory. So for the show here in Berlin, Pawel has proposed a transformation and a reversal of the museum space of the Deutsche Guggenheim, renaming Deutsche Guggenheim Almech here in Berlin, and renaming the original Almech outside of Warsaw Deutsche Guggenheim. So we have a museum space where sculptures are being made in Warsaw, and a factory space where sculptures are being made in Berlin. So for the show, visitors and as well as staff members of the museum and the bank will be able to have casts made of their faces in a special pavilion that's been built within the museum space. And these casts will then be made into masks that are mounted on structures much like this one. And then Pawel uses the plastic machine that his father invented, to create this very dynamic, sort of bandage-like polyethylene strips of plastic that are then draped and affixed to the frames and lead to the ultimate sculpture being created. So this entire idea of collaboration is very important to Pawel. It's something that characterizes a lot of his work. Both creating a team with him and his co-workers who have all come from Warsaw and traveled to Berlin for the show, but also with the public who are transformed from being mere passive bystanders or onlookers to actual participants in the creation of a body of artwork. At the beginning of the show now, we have many of these empty sculptures and about 8 or 9 finished sculptures that have been made in the last few days. And by the end of the show, there will be perhaps 100 finished sculptures crowding throughout the space, which have this sort of dreamlike sleepwalker character that will become sort of an army of zombies taking over the museum space, filling it with this sort of memorial character to the very acts of participation that's been taking place throughout the run of the show.
ciekawe. Okay. Right, danke.